Join me in this video as I explore Birdham in West Sussex, UK, including Birdham Pool, Selsey Beach, Birdham itself, and West Wittering Beach. Let's get stuck in. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. If you're new here, I'm Elton, a 50-something-year-old undertaking a long-term photography project in my 1996 Hymer. So you can expect to see travel photography and video from historical sites that I visit, landscape and nature photography, wildlife and animal photography from around my travels, and also video tutorials, camera gear reviews, and hints and tips of van life and long-term travel. So please do join me and hit that subscribe button. Hey guys, welcome back. So as my van life and pet sitting journey continues, I find myself in Birdham in West Sussex. Birdham is a small little village on the West Sussex coastline. In this particular sit, I had three dogs to look after, those 2 cats and 5 hens. Yeah, interesting. I've never owned chickens personally, but I was quite surprised actually that the owner fed the chickens pieces of ham, which you can see me feeding them here. They're quite eager for the ham, as you can see, jumping around. You'll see one of the chickens try to grab it out of my hand soon. Didn't realize chickens could jump actually, but you know, it's just naivety on my part, I guess. Why wouldn't they be able to jump? So as some of you may know, I'm currently doing pet sitting for free, just to build up a bit of a reviews from people that, you know, public if you like. I've done pet sitting before for family and friends obviously, but never for the general public, so I thought this year I'm going to do some free sits just to build up some reviews, and then if I decide to continue doing pet sitting next year, I will start charging. So if you are considering going away in 2024 and you're going to need a pet sitter, someone with loads of experience with animals, please do consider me and get in touch to secure your dates for 2024. I'm covering all of the UK, so if you're in the UK and you're looking for someone to watch your pets for you, get in touch. So I've just arrived here at Birdham Pool, which is the local, one of many marinas along the Chichester Harbour area of natural beauty. This is one of the paths that I took the dogs on walks on, so I thought with the dogs, because 2 of them are quite large, not necessarily the best on lead, I couldn't really take photos and things like that when I had the dogs with me, because obviously with 3 dogs both my hands were full. So I decided to come on my Ace and just take some pictures of the wildlife that you can see here, and just spend some time watching the sunset over the marina. So as you'll know by now, I'm very interested in architecture, and especially older architecture. And whilst I'm not religious, I do find that many of the churches, cathedrals, abbeys, etc. in the UK are just, from an architectural point, just simply stunning. I'm also interested in the history of the buildings and how they were founded, who founded them, how long they've been around, etc. So yeah, it's extraordinary to me as a South African, South Africa as being a relatively new country, only about 400 years old, the oldest building in South Africa. And doing the pet sitting does allow me to, one, travel a bit more, and from the home that I'm sitting, I can then use that as a base to then take the motorbike, and go and explore the local area. Generally, the people I sit for don't want their pets to be left for more than 4 hours at a time, which I personally find a little bit odd. I think many of the dogs around today, especially younger dogs, are all what they call COVID dogs or lockdown dogs, that have been acquired as puppies from a young age during the COVID lockdowns, and therefore haven't really been left on their own for much at all. And therefore are used to having company and then have anxiety issues when the people leave. So it is a little bit frustrating, only being able to leave pets for 4 hours at a time. It just means that I have to kind of stay local-ish to the home base, and not be able to go out for a full 8 hours or a full day, and to go further afield. So my dog is very used to being on his own for a longer period of time, because, when I got him as a puppy, I was in my career, so I was working, he was alone for 10 hours a day. Yes, it's not ideal for him, but that's just the circumstances under which we lived, and he's accustomed to it. He has no issues being left for those periods of time. I take him for a walk before I used to leave for work, and then we would go out after, when I got back. Or because he's not such a, he's a Staffordshire Terrier, the back garden was ample space for him to run around and play in, so he didn't need constant walks. But yeah, it is a bit frustrating, not being able to leave pets for longer than 4 hours. But, the owners, I have to abide by their wishes and their pets' requirements, so I do as I'm requested to do. So this is from the back garden of another sit that I did in Birdham. During this sit I had to care for two elderly pooches, a Labrador and a poodle, and this is taken from their back garden. So as you can see, you would literally walk out their back gate and straight into Chichester Harbour. The sunsets and sunrises were just stunning, and some really nice foggy mornings over the inlet here, which really gave it a bit of dramatic atmosphere. It was simply a stunning place to be, and whilst I'm doing pet sitting for free, I'm getting to stay in some lovely homes and see some lovely scenery. So for now it's all good, but long term it's not something that I would want to continue doing for free, because as I say, it does kind of limit your freedom in a way, and therefore I think that you should be compensated for the time that you are spending with the animals, whether you're working from that property or not. Especially for me, where I'm typically staying in my motorhome still, so I'm not having to heat the house. that I'm staying at. I'm not having to use much electricity at the house that I'm staying at. So, unlike people who do free sitting in exchange for accommodation, all I'm really doing it in exchange for is somewhere to park up. I'm still using my motorhome. I'm still sleeping in there typically overnight, because most of the sits I do, the dogs or the pets have their own space where they sleep. They don't sleep with the homeowners. So I have the flexibility to sleep in the house if I choose to, but typically I will just sleep in the van, because that is and has become my home, and where I feel most comfortable sleeping. And obviously I get to spend time with Shaka in the evenings. Right, folks, well, I hope you've enjoyed this look into Birdham in West Sussex and some of the surrounding attractions and places to visit should you visit West Sussex. I'm going to leave you there and ask that if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do consider doing so, and hit the notification bell to be notified of any future releases. And just a reminder that typically I'm posting van life content, travel content and photography content on the channel. And please do comment below, what do you want to see more of? Why are you following the channel? Is it for the van life content? Is it for photography content? Or are you just interested in the places I visit and the sites and attractions and architectural structures around the UK that you're interested in? It will help me to focus my time and energy in content that you guys actually want to see. So until next time, be safe, be happy, and be kind. Cheers.